biologists have been constantly discovering new species, but some creatures are far beyond people's imagination. This rediscovered animal is called a giant boat maggot, living in a long tubular hardshell, head down in the seaside lagoon soil foraging. Recently, an international team of scientists for the first time studied the animal's body. Note, as early as the 18th century, there are records on the maggots. They are more common in the wood, drilling holes around eating wood chips, giving the sailors a lot of headache, but this form of maggots is a little bit different and bigger.
We knew before we even began the project in the Philippines that we had hoped to find this animal, and so it was just an incredibly exciting piece of luck when we were able to locate a population. You see Dr. Dan Distel pulling the shell out of the vertical aquarium and bringing it over to the laboratory bench. It was an absolute thrill. We had, our whole team is crowded around as the animal is taken out of its shell, and it's so different. This is a very large animal that looks like an elephant's tusk, and inside that white shell is a very long, slippery creature that looks like a giant worm but is actually a relative of a clam. For a biologist who's interested in these bivalves, it's like a unicorn. We think of this planet as being well explored, but I think there's plenty.
Researchers felt that there was a big difference between giant maggots and common maggots, and this findings also confirmed their speculation. Common species of maggots will drill into the wood immersed in the sea, relying on bacteria in the body to digest the cellulose in the wood. In contrast, giant maggots live directly in the soil. The ordinary maggots do not live inside the deepest of the tunnels because they are where they are feeding. On the contrary, the giant boat maggot live deep in the soil to produce harmful gases for food. Like other maggots, giant maggots also use bacteria to get nutrients. The soil they live in is rich in organic matter and produces hydrogen sulfide with the smell of rotting eggs. These gases are harmful to the human body, but can provide energy for the giant maggots. This process is surprisingly similar to photosynthesis, except that the sun becomes a harmful gas to humans. More importantly, the bacteria in the giant maggot are different from other common maggots, which may explain their evolution in food choices.
Sides winning. A drag race at Pikes Peak International Raceway went horribly wrong when the driver of a 1955 Chevy fishtailed and collided with another car.